So I threw a poll up. I need my space. What does it mean? I really just left two options. Doesn't mean anything. Just support her and give her space. 4% of you said that. 84% of you basically said that she's exploring other options. Let's see what these guys say. Andrew said, depends on context. If you just met her and she needs her space, then fine. Just treat her as a plate and occasionally bang low effort. If you're already in a long-term relationship with her and she says this, you should get out there and never talk to her again. I would agree with that for the most part. Moose says it's womanese for I want to break up. See, sometimes women are a little too chicken to break up with you, or they're afraid of the fallout, or maybe there's some cray cray going on, or maybe she's not sure about the dude that she's monkey branching to. So it's like, she wants to, test drive, the one car today and then test drive the other car tomorrow. Maybe there's another one on the lot that she likes as well that she's checking out too, or a few on the lot that she's checking out. But you get the point. She doesn't, it's like having one foot in the old life and one foot in the new life. And that's what that generally means. It's not usually guys that say, I need a break. It's usually coming from her. And it generally translates to, I want to break up. I just don't know how to execute on it. Here's one from Sofron Policy says, I need more space doesn't always mean I'm a garden tool. It can also mean you simped. I would agree with that as well. Like if you've been simping for, like if you treat her like a celebrity, she's going to treat you like a fan. At some point through the betatization through 1,000 concessions, which is again something I do talk about in my book in a few different parts, you will come to understand why these things happen. Just get your head around it. It's not rocket science. It is what it is. Let me see here. There's a door. Don't let it hit you on the way out. Okay, here's another one from Spark. He says, it means one of two things. Either she's testing the relationship, in which case, let her leave. And if she's comfort testing you, she will instantly retract the statement. The other scenario is she can do better and explores more options with men or wants to get ran through, in which case, leave her and never look back. Listen, there is no cut and dry, one solid answer. Let's fit it in a box and sell it to the world. It's a moving target. But again, for the most part, if you're in a long-term relationship, and I'm not talking about you just dating her for a month or something like that, she says, I need space. You should be spinning other plates at that point to which you don't really care. Fine, take your space. I don't give a shit. And go do your thing when just, pull up your phone and, text the next one. But if you're like a couple of years into something like that, or you're dating her or living with her, I mean, there's all these guys that I've talked to over the years. They've got all these like, well, we're just going to take a break or a trial break or a trial separation or whatever they want to call it, a break or my space, insert whatever reason. It's not good, especially if she's bringing it up. It's always a precursor to something going more sideways. The best thing that you can do, and I went down the rabbit hole of like Googling, to see what articles were out there or what videos were out there. And for the most part, it's garbage. It's going to plug you back into lies. It's going to mislead you. It's certainly deceptive. And it's mostly, I mean, how can I put it? I mean, it's really just a Hallmark card, when you come across most of the stuff out there. I'm going to tell you the cold hard truth. This is how you deal with it. She says, hey, I need my space. Cool. I'll see you later. All right. You want to ask her, what's up? Why do you need the space? At least get into the dialogue. In fact, I would encourage it. But after that point in your head, whether or not you've broken up or she thinks you've broken up or she's decided to leave you or to try out some other dude or Tyrone or Kevin from sales or whatever else is going on in her life, in your own head at that point, you have to mentally break up with her. You have to, from the get-go, from that starting point, basically think to yourself, it's over. That's it. You can't control any part of the universe. The only part of the universe you can control is yourself and how you perceive certain dynamics and interactions. You can't control other people. You can't control what they think of you. You can't control how they feel for you. You can't control if they're going to love you or whatever it is, that ties into that narrative. You can't control any of those things. But what you can control is your own thoughts and your own life and where you're going to go. Start going to the gym if you're not going to the gym. Stop doing dorky things. Maybe I'll be honest with you. A lot of the times when women need their space, it's a lot of the times because guys get a little too comfortable. They stop chasing excellence and they spend more time doing something that's not that productive in their lives. Women are hypergamous. They want to get up in the morning and look at you and say, this guy's the best that I can do. I can't do any better. That guy, Kevin from sales, I don't care. He ain't nothing compared to Rob. We'll use Rob here as the example. When you're on the decline, when she sees you as less of a man than when she met you 6 months ago, 6 years ago, whatever it was, when she sees you as less of a guy, then that's generally when she starts leaning into areas like, I need my space, we need a break, we need a trial separation, blah, 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 blah. You get the idea. There's another comment here from Abel. He says, I was engaged back in August and the wedding was in October, and I heard this from her. After I gave her space, she texted me back saying, we need to talk. Shocking, right? We met to talk all of about 20 minutes and she broke the engagement off. Okay. You know what, dude? She did you a favor, Abel. I know that it probably didn't feel good at the time. Hopefully, in hindsight, you can look back at this and say to yourself, dodged a bullet on that one. Actually, dude in the comments says she's a merciful woman that actually did you a big favor. I know it sucks now, but it was much better. Yeah, exactly. Another dude, Greg here, says, did you ask her for his name? And that's generally what happened. I need my space. I got to explore myself. Andrew says, it's unfortunate he fell for the manipulation. He should read your book. Yes, absolutely, he should. Absolutely. It means renegotiation of terms and conditions, and you cannot negotiate genuine burning desire. It has to come naturally. Facts. Indifference is always the best response to manipulation, sabotage tactics such as I need space. Your ace in the hole will always be apathy. She's one of a million, not one in a million. Very well said, my friend. Very well said. Jaron here says, with those I need space lines, I always say something like, great. I was thinking the same thing. I'm glad we're on the same page. Your tone usually changes at which point you get to reject her. Another way to handle it. You get the idea, guys. Okay. A lot of guys get super hung up on it. And, believe it or not, this dude, Rob, that was on the response end. So he was basically, the respondent on the ghosting equation. Because there's always like, the person that leaves, and there's a leavee and there's a leavor. So this guy's, the respondent, because he ended up ghosting her that time. He was in a good bargaining position until she was like, can we just see past this? You can just come over. Can you come over to my place tonight? Please, please, please. I love you. I don't want anybody else but you. And you know what's going to happen? He's going to go over like the pleb that he is. She's going to do the gymnastics hanging from the chandelier with the monkey craziness going on. And what he's going to do then, he's going to be like, oh, I love you so much. I can't wait to spend the holidays with our families together and blah, 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 blah. Only in the back of his head, he's going to know the entire time that he was not her first choice. He was the second, third choice, whatever he might have been, clearly wasn't the first. I mean, she was out fishing for a new dude on a dating app, found him while she's still seeing the old dude, trying to hash it out. It doesn't work out. He catches on to her game, tells her to pound sand. Actually, doesn't even tell her to pound sand. He does the right thing. He just ghosts her ass. She gets upset about it, throws a hissy fit, calls in a radio station and puts him on the spot on the air. And then he folds. Anyway. She sounded really desperate, like she can't do any better right now. Boom. Enter Chad. That guy Chad always shows up, doesn't he? It's either Chad the pool boy, Kevin from sales, Steve from accounting. He's out there, fellas. That's why you got to be on your grind, man. Put yourself first. Chase excellence, not women. Don't be a simp. Don't do any of these silly things like, become her second or third choice. The most important thing, aside from frame, in my estimation, is making sure that you're her first choice, making sure that she's got genuine burning desire for. Julie says, I didn't get that. I need my space. Instead, I got the, I need to go find myself. That basically means the same thing, except for you change, I need to go find myself with whatever his name is. Okay. At that point, again, like I said, at that point, when this happens, you've gone pretty far down the it's ending rabbit hole. And in your head, at that point, you have to think to yourself, okay, it's over. It's done. That's it. And then mentally prepare yourself for that exit. Do what you got to do. For some guys, it's going to be up the time they spend in the gym, hang out with the bros. Maybe they play more pickup hockey. Maybe they book a flight and they go down to some resort or some Caribbean island, and they just go to Pound Town for a week. You can do whatever it is that you want that gets you distracted from the nonsense of, I need my space. Are there times when she really does need her space? I don't know. There's a family member that's really sick. I mean, but like realistically, if you're in an LTR with her, why wouldn't you be included in that, scenario? Why wouldn't she use you for support? I mean, I can't think of one. I just can't think of one. Big project at work. There's a big deal closing. I mean, listen, if you date some of these, professional boss girl women, lawyers, some of these professionals, they might have deadlines leading up to a big contract and agreement or something that needs to sign, and they're going to need 24, 36, 48 hours or a long like period of time of work where they need to get this project done over a couple of days. Maybe. Okay. But the completely ghosting in this example, where she's not even responding to his texts or phone calls, he explicitly said, "Why did you disappear for days?" Right? That's not cool. It is what it is.